Hi, everybody. So, people, including your parents, don't create your issues. I'm going to repeat myself. People, including your parents, other people, do not create your issues. They simply play out your issues. Okay? In as much as you would like to blame your parents for what they did and how your life turned out, understand that what you went through in your life. If I look at your natal chart, I will see it. Your parents didn't create that. You did. They simply created the right environment for what you came in with to be played out. If your parents abandoned you, that abandonment is right there in your natal chart, in your astrological chart. It's right there. They did not create that abandonment, they simply played it out. It's kind of like when Jesus Christ was born and the three wise men brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh the day he was born, or at least around the time he was born, and brought it to him as a gift. It's like somebody saying that his parents created that. No. The three wise men already saw how his life was going to play out, and they brought him gifts, knowing exactly who he was and knowing exactly what life he was going to live. They brought him gifts to worship him, even when he was born, because he was written right there. Jesus Christ just was not born and he decided to be. No. What he was going to do was already right there. The astrologers, the three wise men from the east, they saw it. Your parents didn't create your issues. They only played out your issues. And why? To give you an opportunity to heal it. So if you are refusing to heal your issues because it's easier for you to blame your parents, please understand that that refusal is on you. Please. For instance, who was I? Let's say that you were born like me with a moon square Saturn. Moon square Saturn. Saturn squaring your moon. Okay? Or maybe it was Saturn squaring your sun, something. One of those. And you weren't loved by your mother in my case. Or maybe if it was Saturn square sun, you weren't loved by your father. Okay? Did your mother put it in your natal chart for moon to square Saturn? Did she have the power to make that natal chart before you were born? No, she did not. You created that. Your mother's behavior simply played that out. Played the moon square Saturn out. So that when you are born into the environment where moon does square your Saturn, or rather it has Saturn does square your moon, you can heal yourself and overgrow that. If you do not, every relationship with a man you are going to get into, you will not know how to nurture yourself, number one, and you're going to be expecting the man to nurture you. Of course, the man can nurture you because you don't know how to nurture yourself. Your heart is wounded and is bleeding. And until you heal that bleed, you're going to bleed on everybody else because you refuse to heal yourself. It's easy for you to blame your mother and father. Yeah, they abandoned you, so what? So what? You gotta understand something. And maybe you guys have never heard this before, but I'm explaining. You are not supposed to follow the genome of your parents. When you are born into a body that was sort of dependent on the genome of the parents, because the egg and the sperm came from your dad. Now, it's not the way that biology says, where biology says that your father's sperm and your mother's sperm. No. When those two things come together, what they create is a clay. They create a substance that your spirit can mold and use. Okay? But that substance is still from the genetic pool of your parents. And it's not just your parents, but your grandparents and your great-grandparents. Like, I'm sure you've seen somebody who looks nothing like their mom or their dad, but they look like their grandfather. Because the gene of their grandfather is in their father. And the gene of their great-grandfather is in their father. So when the egg and the sperm meshes together, what it does is that it creates a clay, a pool of gene that you can then use to create the body that you need, or the body that you can have based on your karma. The type of body you have, actually, your karma is registered in your etheric body. Your physicalness is sort of like, how will I say? Your etheric body is like a transparent film. This is just explanation purposes only. It's like a transparent film. Imagine that you have a transparent mannequin. Just an example. A transparent mannequin, right? That transparent mannequin is your etheric body. And then you have clay, and you're supposed to take the clay and create a body on top of the transparent mannequin, right? You can only conform the body to suit the transparent mannequin. You're not going to put eye here if the mannequin had an eye here. You only take the clay or the material, the building matter, and you can only design the matter according to the prototype that is already in the transparent mannequin. So it's the same way. I don't know if that explanation helped. So your physical body is simply a reflection of your etheric body. When the child was being formed in the womb, it was being formed in accordance with the karma of the etheric body. So they took what they could from their mother, what they could from their dad, and all of that. And from all their ancestors, all of that, right? Put it all together and took what they could. But they were supposed to develop the spiritual strength to transcend that genome, right? And imprint their own unique identity on their body. Instead of being controlled by the genetic spiritual DNA, because every cell is carried by spiritual energy. So instead of being controlled by the spiritual DNA of the father or the mother, no, they were supposed to because it would take a lot of spiritual strength for you to overcome the spiritual DNA of your parents in your body to stamp it with your own DNA. It takes a lot of strength. So a lot of people would never overcome that. A lot of people just live their lives and allow themselves to be a repetition of their parents' life and their grandparents and all of that. So if you did not gather the spiritual strength to overcome what you think your mother did or didn't do, right? Your life is just going to be a repetition of that. Every relationship you're going to come into is going to reflect that brokenness back to you. Either that the man is going to treat you badly, or you're going to stay in that relationship not fulfilled in it. Because everything in your life, every relationship you get into is always going to play out the wound that you're carrying until you heal that wound. But what most people do, they won't take responsibility for the wound. They look at everybody for causing the wound, starting with their mother and their father. And they never think, wait a minute, why can't I take responsibility for this wound to heal it? They don't. They blame everybody else because they lack the spiritual strength. They lack the spiritual strength. They lack the self-awareness to understand that, first of all, I'm the common denominator here. I have the same experience with everybody. And all these people are different, but the experience is the same. I'm the common denominator. They don't think that. It's easier to blame others than to heal ourselves. Does this make sense?